Now, the 2018 campaigns are wrapping up as voters head to the polls today. And the Trump family has been a big part of this year's elections. Joining us now is the president's daughter-in-law and senior advisor to his 2020 re-election campaign, Lara Trump. Good morning, Laura. I appreciate you joining us.
Good morning. As you can see, I have my I voted sticker on. I just went to vote.
I did early voting yesterday, so I'm right there with you. Now, Laura, you've referenced what the media reports is different from what you've seen on the campaign trail yourself. What do you think we're going to see in tonight's election results that the media isn't reporting?
Well, I'll just tell you, all you have to do is look at a Trump rally. Look at the fact that we had 100,000 people RSVP for the Houston rally 2 weeks ago. Look at the fact that the president did 3 rallies yesterday, all of them packed to the gills with people that stood in line for 12 hours, 16 hours sometimes, overnight to see the president. Those people are going out to vote. They didn't wait in line all day and all night to see the president and not go vote for him today. I think the president has been incredibly effective at getting the message out that if you voted for me in 2016, if you want to see all the great things that have happened to this country continue under his presidency, you have to get out today and you have to vote for Republicans. I'll tell you that everywhere I've been, the enthusiasm has been huge on the Republican end. So I feel really good going into today. I think it's another symptom of the media traditionally being in New York City, LA, and they're not in the middle of the country. And I have traveled to 13 states over the past couple of weeks. I've spoken to thousands of people, and they are so excited to vote for Republicans today. So we'll see what happens, but I feel very good about today.
Right, Lara, and President Trump has done 11 campaigns this week alone and continuously talked about that Republican voter enthusiasm. Now, I want to talk about turnouts. Politico reported that 36 million people voted early, compared to just over 27 million in 2014. So how do you expect that to reflect in today's turnout?
Well, I'll tell you, on the Republican end, we've actually seen quite an uptick in early voting, and traditionally Democrats beat us there. But in many states, we're actually outpacing Democrats in early voting. And then traditionally, Republicans come out to vote more so than Democrats on Election Day. So that's another reason that I think we feel really positive going into today. I think people understand what is at stake. I think people understand that if the Democrats take control of the House and Senate, it means the end to all the forward progress we've seen in this country. So people are very enthusiastic, at least on the Republican end, from everything that I've seen, to get out and vote for Republicans today, because people are understanding that is how the president is going to continue doing the great work that he's done for this country.
Right. Not only that, there's a poll release from Politico saying that this number should triple. Now, CNN also released a poll yesterday saying 68% of women with college degrees are voting Democrat. What's your response to that poll?
Oh, CNN's polls. I think they gave the president a 1% chance on the morning of the election in 2016 to win. So I don't put a lot of weight in anyone's polls, especially theirs. Listen, women, after what they saw happen to Brett Kavanaugh, thought about the fact, I did this, that this could happen to their son, that anyone could come out and accuse you of anything with zero evidence, and you are essentially guilty until you prove yourself innocent, which is not how it works in this country. I think women are very enthusiastic out there to vote for Republicans, because they might not say this to their family or friends or anyone they know, but when they think about the fact that this country has provided more opportunities to everyone in the country, that we are safer as a country under this president, they may not tell anyone, but I think they're going to go in the voting booth and they're going to cast a vote for Republicans, just like they did for Donald Trump in 2016.
Right, and the president tweeted and called this a suppression poll. Not only that, we saw it with his elections. Polls aren't always correct. Now, during Obama's presidency, when Republicans took back the House, we kind of saw his agenda killed off. If Democrats gain control of either chamber of Congress, what will happen to Trump's America First agenda?
Well, it comes to a screeching halt. Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer would be a disaster as leaders of Congress, and they have made very clear their plans. They want to raise your taxes. They want to obstruct and resist this president, no matter what it means for the American people. They've made that extremely clear. They have many people on the Democrat side running on socialism, and if anybody wants to see what socialism looks like, look at what's happening in Venezuela right now. It's incredibly scary. Nothing in this country will get accomplished. They're going to roll back the tax cuts. The president wants to give another round of tax cuts to people for sure those aren't happening. They're taking back the ones that we already got. They're going to stifle business. They're going to prevent all the great manufacturing jobs from coming back to this country that we've seen under this president. It would be an utter disaster. So that is why everyone has to get out today, take your lunch break, leave early from work if you have to, wait in line. I just waited in line for quite some time to go vote. It is the most important thing that we could all do, and people fight and die for our right to do this. So you have to get out and vote today.
You know, some businesses are even giving the day off for people to go out and vote. And President Trump has reinforced that message about Nancy Pelosi being Speaker of the House and how he doesn't want that to happen. Now, I do want to ask you, the president has been driving home his message for what's at stake for the future of the country. How do you think his message on the Caravan, Justice Kavanaugh, and other topics have energized his base?
Well, listen, he brings light, he brings attention to topics oftentimes that go unreported by the media. So you have a caravan, you have thousands of people heading towards our country, and I know people call it a caravan. It is an invasion on our country. They want to respect our law. They don't want to respect any of our laws. They don't want to respect the process that we have in place for legal immigration. They want to bust through our border no matter what it takes and invade our country, essentially. And I think the president has done a superb job at calling attention to this and saying, hey, this is a problem. And by the way, this wouldn't even be something we were talking about if Democrats had done what they said that they were going to do and worked alongside the Republicans in Congress to vote on immigration. But the reality is the Democrats never wanted to fix immigration. They want to get all the illegal immigrants they can in here voting without IDs, as we know we do. I didn't have to show my ID when I just went to vote, which is so crazy. And they want to make sure that the Democrat Party continues in that way. So it is very scary what we see happening with the caravan. I think the president has done a great job at calling attention to it, as he has for so many things in this country. During the campaign in 2016, he talked about the fact that China was ripping us off, that their tariffs and everything were stifling our economy, and their trade was horrible with them. Now look where we are. The president is standing up for America. He is saying, I am protecting you in this country, and that's what we see him do every single day. So kudos to him for bringing attention to things that I think otherwise would go unnoticed.
Right, and Democrat senators have come out and said that they'll repeal parts of his tax cuts. Now, I do have one quick final question. Lara, if results tonight show that Democrats took back control of the House or the Senate, which is less likely, how will it affect the strategy for the president's 2020 re-election campaign?
Well, I'll tell you, I think this president is going to sail to victory in 2020 very easily because he is running on results. So he had many promises he made during the campaign. He kept all those promises. By the way, a little bit of a revelation for a politician to keep all of his promises, but he has done that. He's delivering results for the people of this country. I think if we lose the House or Senate, it only energizes the base. It's going to make more people want to come out in 2020 and vote for him and vote for Republicans because they're going to see very clearly what Democrat control looks like. And if you have any questions, by the way, about what that looks like, look at the Kavanaugh confirmations. Look at the disgrace there, the antics that the Democrats use to try and stop a man who is going to be one of the greatest Supreme Court justices we've ever had from getting in there. So it is very clear the choice that people have today. It's results versus resistance, and it's jobs versus mobs. So if you haven't voted, get out and vote today and vote for Republicans.
Okay, and like you said, he said promises made, promises kept. Lara Trump, thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.